Hello Stampers, DonnaG here again, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from the Northern Rivers areas, New South Wales, Australia. Just thought I'd bring you a tutorial today on a lovely little gift box that holds 4 Ferrer Rocher chocolates, and if you're anything like me, I love Ferrer Rochers. You can actually fit 4 chocolates in these little gift boxes. Very nice to sit on your Christmas table for your Christmas dinner, to put in front of everybody at a place as a special little treat, or even as a gift to give to somebody with some Ferrer Rocher chocolates. Fits 4 absolutely perfectly inside the box. I've done a couple of different ones here. I've done one in our black cardstock. I've done one in our Night of Navy. I've also done one in our elegant eggplant. I thought I would bring you a different colour today just to show you how different they can look in all different colours. Now the things that I've actually used a couple of different trees out of a couple of different stamp sets. As you will see, this tree is actually from one of the oldest stamp sets that Stampin' Up! Actually have. It's called Lovely as a Tree. This is the stamp set, and as you can see, this is the tree that I've used. Also got a lovely scene down through here as well. Lovely old tree, nice little pine cone with needles for Christmas, nice leaf for autumn, fall cards. Very versatile stamp, obviously why it has been around for as long as it has. I've actually just become a demonstrator a couple of months ago. When I discovered this, I was definitely, I have to have that. And now that I've actually looked at a lot of YouTube videos, nearly everybody that is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator has Lovely as a Tree. Okay, so that was the one on the elegant eggplant that I did. The tree that I did on the black one is from Thoughtful Branches. Now I've just found out Thoughtful Branches, they actually did a special limited one-time offer from the 1st of August right through to the 31st of August, and they said while stocks lasted that it was only going to be in August. I've actually rang up and they are still available, so if you wanted to get in quick, they're still available on our websites if you wanted to order. A lot of people thought that they missed out because they only advertised that it was until the 31st of August, but this stamp set is still available as of now. If you go to order and it won't take the order code, then obviously they've sold out of them all. But if you get in really quick in the next couple of days, this is, what are we now? The middle of August, middle of September. So yeah, if you really love this set and you thought you'd missed out, it is still available, so Thoughtful Branches. Okay, so look out for that. I've actually, on the black one, as I said, I've used this 3 lots of trees down here. On the Night of Navy one, I've used just the bear tree. You can actually, with this bear tree, you can actually, I've done it before, that I've embossed it in silver and then used this and put it over the top and embossed it in white, and it looks like a nice silvery white snowy tree, which is absolutely gorgeous. And for the sentiment that I've used on them, I actually have used the Star of Light bundle, and as you'll see from all my videos lately, Star of Light is my most favourite stamp set. This is available in our holiday catalogue and it is absolutely beautiful. So I've actually just used the Merry Christmas out of this stamp set. Okay, so without further ado, I'll get on to making another one. So for this project, I'm actually going to do it in cherry cobbler. So you'll need 1 piece of cherry cobbler cardstock, 9 1/4 inches by 7 1/2 inches. You'll find that when you cut your 9 1/4 inches by 7 1/2, you end up with a little strip down the side. I've used that to use for our sentiment, and I've just got a scrap of our gold foil card to back our sentiment. So that's all that we need as far as cardstock. So they're very economical to make this project because it takes 1 sheet of cardstock. Okay, so the other things we'll be needing to do this project is, of course, our VersaMark ink pad and our embossing buddy to go with it. And I'll explain how the embossing buddy works as we go through the video tutorial. Okay, we need some, no, we actually don't need the snail. We need some Tombo. I'm actually going to do the stamp out of the Lovely as a Tree stamp for this one. And as I said, I've got the Merry Christmas sentiment, gold embossing powder, and I've also got our gold ribbon that we sell, mini glue dots, and you will need some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. You will need a ruler and you will need a scoreboard for doing this so that we can score our lines to make the creases in our box. Okay, so let's get started. So what we do now is we take our 9 1/4 inch by 7.5 inch piece of cherry cobbler, and we turn it around to we have our 7.5 inch length across the top. Okay, so the score lines that we do across the top, we score at 1 3/4 straight down. We score at 3 1/2. We score at 5 1/4, and we score at 7. Okay, so that was 1 3/4, 3 1/2, 5 1/4, and 7. And then turn it to the 9 1/4 length side, and we score at 1 3/4, and we score at 7. Okay, that's fairly straightforward. Now, take that away, and I actually do this next step on one of my desk pads, because you're going to need a ruler and we're going to score some lines. And I do it on this because it's a little bit foamy, so therefore it can do it. You can try and do it on your scoreboard, but it's a little bit hard. So now what you'll find is we actually have a smaller set of boxes on one end. I don't know whether you can see the score lines there. And this is slightly larger, these boxes. So on the slightly larger end, what we're going to do is, in each box, we're going to go from corner to corner and score, and from corner to corner in the next box and score. Same thing in the next one. Same in the next. Okay. Then we're going to go the opposite way in the corner, so we're going to score from corner to corner that way. So we're going to actually make like a cross in each of our larger boxes. And that way, corner to corner again, and corner to corner. Okay, so in each box, as you will see, hopefully you can see there, we actually have a star shape in each box. So then we're going to turn it up this way, and from the middle of our star, we're going to score straight down to the edge. Okay, so from the middle of the star, straight down, middle of the star, straight down, middle of the star, straight down, and middle of the star, straight down. Okay, that's all the scoring there is, so that's pretty straightforward and pretty quick. Okay, now our next thing is we're going to take a pair of scissors, and on our little tiny flap here that we have here, we're going to notch it out at a really steep angle. Okay, just like so. So a really steep angle, and then on this end we're actually going to notch out that, and we're going to take away that flap because we don't need it. Okay, so our star end, little tiny flap, we're going to do a large angle, we're then going to do a little short angle here and take away that section. Now this part here is the bottom of our box, So what we need to do is we need to leave one that's going to stay totally square. So I always leave the third one over from our little flap. I leave that one square. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut straight up the score lines there and leave that one square. So all the others, so we'll start from this end, all the others we're going to notch out. So remember, leaving that one square, notch out that one. I cheat here, I notch out the two of them together. Just like that, and notch out that end. Okay, now, that is all the cutting and all the scoring there is. So, as you can see, very quick and very easy project. Now, our next job is to do our embossing. So, the bits with the stars in the boxes, that's the top of our box. This is the bottom of our box. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our scratch paper once again here. Okay, I'm going to use our embossing buddy. Now, what the embossing buddy does is it stops our VersaMark and our embossing powder from sticking to bits that we don't need. On our hands, sometimes we have oil on our fingertips and things, and you'll find that that can actually add to the VersaMark, and the powder, sorry, the embossing powder will actually stick to it. Sometimes with a big stamp like this too, I tend to like to turn it over and actually ink it up. Okay, now as you'll see, these panels are very narrow. So with this Lovely as a Tree tree stamp, you have to be very careful to line it up in the middle because it just fits on each panel. And in all respect, if you go over a little bit, it's not going to hurt. I'm sure no one's going to say, oh my God, that's peeking out there on the other side. But try as you may to get them in the center. Ink it up again. Sorry if I'm in the camera, I'm just trying to get over that. And one more. Okay. Now on my others I actually did do some stars and things too. You can decorate however you feel fit. You can even use sequins instead of stamping stars as well. Up to you. Basically this is just really to show you how I made the box in the first place. Okay. Now as you can see, that's a really easy way of getting your embossing powder on. Put it on one, then tilt the card and let it slide down over the others, and saves you having to sprinkle it on each tree separately. Get rid of that embossing powder. Okay, now this bit will be a little bit noisy. Once again, I'll bring it back in. Turn the heat gun on, heat it up. Sorry about the lighting, I'm actually doing this video at night. I normally like to do them in the day when I have fairly good light, but it's been a very rainy, horrible, miserable day today, and this was the only time I had available to end up filming this video. As you can see, there you go. See the gold appearing? Now when you're embossing, if you haven't embossed before, it goes bubbly and then it goes lovely and smooth. When you see it go lovely and smooth, that's done. Be careful not to overheat and burn your embossing powder. But you'll find once you have embossed and you've done it a few times, you will know the look straight away. As soon as it goes that beautiful glossy shiny look, it's done. As you can see, this tree stamp is absolutely beautiful. When I seen it in the catalogue, I was, yeah, definite. This could do Christmas cards, it can do anything, thank you cards. Any time of the year, to have a lovely tree like this on the front of a card is just beautiful. Okay, so there you go. Embossing done. Okay, so that's as easy as it is. Now we're going to bring our scoring tool back in, and I'll take that all away. And we're now going to burnish our folds, making sure that's nice and cool, which it is. Okay. Now that you've actually embossed your panels, please be careful when you go to burnish that you don't rub over your embossing and ruin your beautiful embossing. Just be careful when you actually burnish these folds. And it's always good to make sure you've got your folds burnished really, really well, because it helps in when you go to construct your box and put it all together. If the folds are burnished really, really well, you'll have no problem with it going together. And especially these top ones, because there's a little bit of a knack to these top ones, which will then help the closure in the end. So what you do with these diagonal ones, you actually start by hand and you fold them over. But what you'll find is you can actually get in and burnish them as you fold them. You'll find that you'll get an angle that you can actually get in with your bone folder and actually give it a good burnish to make sure that it's folded really well. Okay, so you do all diagonals. They're all mountain folds. You can understand mountain folds. They're all coming up like a mountain. Okay, so that's one lot of diagonals one way. So we're going to do the other diagonal. That one. And as you can see, you can actually get your bone folder in there and burnish them quite well. Because this closure on the top, it actually takes a while for it to train to fold and stay folded really nicely. You'll find when you first make the box, it doesn't stay folded real well, but after a few times. Now with these little ones, what you do is you pinch it together, okay? So even when you pinch it together, you can still get your bone folder, sorry, you may not be able to see in the light, but you can still get your bone folder in there and crease those little creases, because it's really, really important that you get a really good crease with those little ones, because that's what helps it close and stay closed. Okay, what you'll find is when you do it yourself, you'll find that you will get an angle that you can get in there and go, oh, I can fold that and burnish that quite well, like that. Okay, last one. This is a really quick box to put together. Okay, so we've got all our folds done. Now with our Tombo, our narrow edge, we're going to go all the way down along our narrow edge with some Tombo, making sure we get that point up there. Good generous amount of glue on that edge. Okay, now what I do is fold that over like that to start off with, and then I fold that side over like that. Press it down really well to start off with and wait until it holds. Really important that you get this to definitely stick. Okay, so once it starts to take hold, then fold it over that you've got your fold on the outside. Then with your bone folder, go through and burnish. Make sure that you've got a definite good stick. roll it over the other way, burnish really well through there to make sure it sticks, because you want this box to stay together to hold those beautiful Ferrer Rochers in. Okay, so now that's our box part made. Now we're going to do the bottom part. Now with the bottom, we actually have our square flap that we have. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the two angled ones in first, put a little bit of Tombo on top there, and then fold the other angled one in, making sure that our box is sitting really nice and square. If you find that that little tongue can be a little bit too long sometimes, no harm to trim it off, because it's not going to make any difference to our box, just make it close easier. So then making sure we've got Tombo all over, then our square flap comes back over that way and sits really nice and square. And you'll find that will give you a really nice, good square bottom on your box. Okay. Doesn't hurt with your ruler to actually go down inside and make sure you press that bottom to make sure it's got really good glue on the bottom. Okay. So that's the majority of our box done. Now, the fun part, closing the top. Okay, so what you do is you press all of those star shapes in, and you end up with like a star shape there at the top. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip that one, flip that one, flip that one, and flip this one, and you'll find it will click. Okay, now you can either leave it like that, or you can actually pull the inside out of each one down and flatten. Okay, so when you do that, try burnishing those edges a little bit, and there you have it. There's your twist top box. Okay, so each time you actually open it, so then to open it you just twist it back up and it opens back out. Sorry, twist it and it opens back out. Okay, so we'll go through that again. If you press all of your stars in, the middle of your stars in, okay, you end up with, sorry, that way. You end up with that, okay? So then, when you get that star shape, you go like that, you go like that, you go like that, and you go like that. So you just take them clockwise, okay? So when you take them clockwise, it shuts your box. Then, as I said, you can actually pull them down flat like that, if you like. Took me a little while to get the hang of how that worked, but once you get it, you get it. Okay, so now our next thing is just to create our little tag for the front. So that's the little scrap piece that you cut down the side. Embossing buddy again. Sorry, I'll bring in my scrap paper again. There. Okay, with my Merry Christmas and my VersaMark, ink up the Merry Christmas. Leave a little bit of a gap on the end so we can make our little flag ends. Okay, and up. Okay, gold embossing powder again. Sprinkle over. Excess back in the container. Bring in the heat gun again. As you can see, as soon as it heats up and gets hot enough, up comes the beautiful gold. Okay. And then all I do is I cut and like that, and like that, straight up there like that. Make a tag end, same on this end, in the middle. Okay, there. Now, also I'm going to pop it on a bit of gold foil card. So I'll just run a bit of snail on the back. Okay, and pop it on there. Now with this I just cut it by hand. There's such a little sentiment. It's not hard just to trim around. Same as how we did that. In the middle. There. And there. In the middle. There. And there. Straighten that up a bit. Better. Okay, get rid of my scraps. Okay, now with the bone folder, what I do is I just shape it a little bit. Okay, so I curve it that way, and the ends I just curl up a little bit. Just gives it a little bit of interest when you go to stick it on to your box. Okay, so I'm actually going to do this one with glue dots. I actually did the others with Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, but I think I might do it with glue dots this time and just see how it looks. Okay, so a glue dot on there, another one on the other end. Okay, we'll work out which way we want the front of the box to be. Put our join at the back. Might make that one there our front. Okay, so as simple as you can actually, we might try that way. Straight across at the front. Okay, and it sits up a little bit because we put that curve in. Okay, and now just to finish it off, I'm going to take the gold ribbon and make a little bow. So this is just how I make my bows. Form a loop around through, and just tighten it up, even it up. And as usual, because you're on video, the bow doesn't go quite how you expected. Okay, so there, we have a nice little bow. Trim the ends. Okay, now just with a glue dot again, pop a glue dot on the back of my bow, and I just put it just on the trunk of the tree, just to finish the tree off. So there you have it. Quick, easy, beautiful little gift boxes that you can pop some nice little treats in. Ferrer Rochers, as I said, fit beautifully. 4 Ferrer Rochers in each box. Very lovely treat to have on your Christmas table on Christmas Day. Okay, so I hope you liked my video. I will leave the link to my online store if you'd like to purchase any of these products that I've used in this video. Please feel free to jump onto my online store and shop. I would love to do business with you. I will leave all the links to and all the item numbers in the information box. So it's just below this video where it actually says more, and if you click on the more, a drop down box will happen and all the information will be there. Please feel free, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and give me the thumbs up, like this video if you liked it, and hopefully you will stay tuned. If you subscribe to my channel, it will give you a message every time I've posted a new video, and I post regularly, probably every week at this stage when I have the time. Okay, hope you like this video, and happy crafting everybody, and until next time, have a good day. Thank you.